Well, hello there. Good day to each and every one of you. Listen, of course, you all are probably wondering, oh my goodness, where is she at with that brown background and that picture in the back? You all are wondering, where in the heck is she with that? Yeah, with those colors and all of that in the back. Well, listen, there's a last-minute basketball practice that happened regarding with my daughter being on the varsity basketball team. And so in the midst of me picking her up, of course, I find out that it's later than expected. And then on top of that, they're going over to eat at someone's home afterwards. So where am I at? I'm at in a Starbucks, of course, and competing with music. So I hope that each and every one of you are able to hear me. So today's workshop will be short, of course. And a number of you have already reached out to me, of course, after day 1 workshop and after day 2 workshop. But by the same token, feel free to continue to reach out, and I will answer whatever questions you have regarding teens. And also, I've reached back out to a number of you, and we've set some appointments. And so I will get back definitely to the rest of you. I will get back with you, of course, before the middle of the day on tomorrow. So if you please expect a call back from me, that would be absolutely amazing. Listen, today we're going to talk about, are we responding the right way to our teens? You know, sometimes they're dealing with, not sometimes all of the time, they're dealing with stressful situations. And, I just want to make sure that as mothers, we're responding right to them. And I just want to go ahead and jump in. Are we telling our teens all the time before they transition out of the home, I love you? I mean, that needs to be like the first thing. That's the most important thing, and for my teens, I tell them that probably on a daily basis, if not every other day, before we hang up the phone. I have no idea if they will be returning back into the home at the end of the day. And guess what? When I tell my teens I love them, guess what? It allows a couple of different things. And you all may see me looking over here and then looking over there. Of course, we are on Instagram, and then we're also on, in our private Facebook group as well. So when I'm telling my teens I love them, guess what? It allows a few different things. It allows our teens to feel okay about themselves. Our teens, they will, just like we do, make mistakes. And guess what? When we tell them that we love them, it helps them to feel okay that even though they may have made a mistake, they're able to come back to us as parents, and we're supportive of them, and they're able to see us as that place where they can go at any given time and tell us what it is that they're going through. So that's one reason why we want to respond right to our teens. Secondly, we want to make sure that the love that we're sharing our teens, that they're able to reciprocate that towards themselves and towards other people. So that's why those words are so powerful for us to not only show love to our teens, but also for us to tell them as well. And then also, thirdly, listen, it's important for us to tell our teens that we love them, with no need in us allowing them to assume whether or not we do, but for us to tell them that we love them, because guess what? It makes them feel protected. And we want them to feel protected, and we want them to feel secure. Ultimately, we know that, within the arms of God, all of us, ought to feel secure. Here on earth, it's good for them to feel protected, secure, and of course, as parents as well, we're able to provide that to them. And you know what? When we tell them we love them, it allows them to trust themselves. They probably have all types of goals. They have all types of tasks that they need to accomplish and to complete in this life of theirs. And when they know that we're in their corner and we're providing that support for them, and that we love them, it helps their efforts to increase. It helps them to want to go further and to meet this expectation, to meet this goal that they have mentioned to us is important to them. So, and it helps them to strive and thrive on a whole nother level when they know that we love them. So when I talk about our teens who have yet to transition out of the home, and some of our teens have already transitioned out of the home, it's so important that they know that we love them. Next, guess what? Not only when we talk about are we responding in the right way to our teens and telling them that we love them, but also are we taking a deep breath? You know, raising teens can take a lot out of a number of us. But you know what? When we take a deep breath and when we pause, hit that pause button and reset our racing minds and emotions, you know what? It helps us to support our teens when they're faced with problems. You know what? Because when we have yet to hit that pause button for a long period of time, you know, not only are we not helping them to fix the problem, guess what? We're feeding the problem. And do we want to do that as parents? Absolutely not. Also, guess what? When we, from time to time, we breathe and we hit that pause button to even reset our minds and help us to think clearly. Also, it helps us to control any and all anxiety that we may be feeling about whatever it is that our teens are telling us. And so, breathing, inhaling, exhaling, meditating, praying, all of those things like help us and take us to a totally different category, level, into a different space when we're interacting with our teens. It has worked for me, and so I'm praying and hoping that it works for you as well. When we take breaths and when we pause and hit that reset button, guess what? Neuroscientists say that it lowers blood pressure. Yeah, that's what they say. They also say that it lowers our heart rate, or slow, because a lot of times when we're so into this rat race, of course, our heart rate is up and we're moving a mile a minute. And when we hit that pause button, then I so believe them that it slows down our heart rate and we can remain healthy for a longer period of time. So, also, last but not least, and then we're going to go on to our third point. And of course, this will be a short workshop on today. And again, I'll be connecting back with a number of you because I know you've reached out to me. And so I will definitely be swinging back your direction. But guess what? When we take deep breaths, then it helps us to remain connected, not only to our working world, you know, where it is our profession is, but also it helps us to stay better connected to our world on a professional level as well. And it helps us to interact better with people and have meaningful dialogue with others, you know, and for us to be in our right minds as we're, of course, interacting and reaching out to people and of course, and making sure that we're connected in the important areas of our life. So we'll want to take those breaths. Then listen, guess what? When we are interacting with our teens and if we're responding in the right way, guess what? We're letting our teens know that we are proud of them. Listen, I tell my daughters all the time, listen, you know, that there's nothing that they think that they cannot do, because I've told them so much over the years. It's just like, I'm sure, ingrained in their minds. Just me being proud of them and me, you know, just so excited about their accomplishments. You know, and when I tell them, this is what I'll say about this. When I let them know that I am proud of them, it's not only about what they've done, but it's the person that they're becoming. You know, when we share with them that we're excited about the person that they're becoming, it helps them to continue putting effort towards that development or towards that growth. You know, my daughter was doing her meditation, you know, on her own, didn't even tell her the other day. And you know what? I poured into that. I am proud of that. Oh my goodness, that you have a heart for Christ and that you are seeing him as the boss of your life, and you are really finding value in his living word. Because guess what? I'd like to see her do more of that. And so I am so proud of her in reference to her doing that. And you know what? My daughters play basketball. And when they play basketball, you know, and I tell them, you know what? I'm proud of you. It's not just whether or not they have won the game or it, you know, it's, you know, oh my goodness, look at all those steals that you had. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you got back on defense. Or, oh my goodness, I am so excited about your phone. Oh my goodness, I'm in a Starbucks and there was a flea that just went past me, like, oh my goodness. So, I'm so glad you got back on defense, or I'm so glad about the form you used when you took that shot. So, not only the end result, whether or not they won, but by golly, the process and the effort that they put forth in reference to the game in itself. So I'd let them know, yep, I'm proud of them as it pertains to that, and so that they can continue to give the effort that's needed in order to be better at their game or what have you. Next, guess what? Number 4. We're only going to do probably just like maybe 5 today. Next, I let my daughters know when, of course, I'm focusing on responding the right way. When they're dealing with struggles and when they're dealing with challenges. And I, in my response to them dealing with challenges and struggles, is letting them know that, guess what, this isn't their whole story. It will not always be this way. This is just part of your reality for right now. And this is not your new normal, because guess what, sometimes and it seems like it through their eyes, many times it seems like they are going to be in that problem throughout its longevity. And that's not the case. As adults, as moms, we know that that will not always be the case. We know that they're going through, and it's a matter of us encouraging them and helping them through that time, as opposed to them just remaining right there, stuck in that time. So that's important for us in reference to us helping them. And then guess what? They're hanging on to our reassuring, our comforting words. So you know what? Our words have power. That's even scriptural. Our words have power. So as we watch and as we're careful about the words that we're saying to them, I know that we can help them, whether it's us praying with them, whether it's us motivating them, whether it's supporting them through that challenge that they're facing. Because guess what? And also letting them know that right now they have a 100% rate of surviving through things. I tell my daughters that, listen, right now, your percentage is through the roof, and it's 100%. You've survived your past challenges, and you have survived your past issues or inevitable matters or circumstances and consequences that you have not liked. Guess what? You have survived them 100% of the time. And just like you survived them then, I know you're going to survive this right now. So our reassuring words are so important to them. And listen, one more. When I think about, are we responding right to our teens? And you know what? A number of mothers in our Facebook group, private Facebook group, of course, many of you, your teens have yet to transition out of the home and go off to a college campus or a military base or simply residential independence. And so this is good time. And even if your teen has already transitioned out of the home, which 2 of mine have already, and I'm super, super excited. These are still some tips that I'm tossing and some gems that I'm dropping that still can be used even today. So last but not least, you know what? When our teens are, maybe they're focused on a goal, or maybe they're completing and trying to accomplish a task. And they may be feeling overwhelmed, which a number of times they are. Oh my goodness, the anxiety that our teens feel a lot of the times. You know what? I encourage mine, to do the next right thing. What's not the next 10 thing, but just the next one productive and wise thing. And when they do the next productive one wise thing, then guess what? The rest of it has a way of following. So to identify first and foremost their next must do. What's the next must do thing that's on your to-do list? Maybe we ought to take a couple of steps back from multitasking. Because sometimes when we're doing the next one productive and wise thing, then it's important that it's our focus. It's our total focus. We're going to the Lord in prayer, and then guess what? We're doing a deep dive into that one productive thing without multitasking. A lot of times it's important to complete that dreaded thing when we're doing our most, trying to choose what's our next productive thing to do that's wise. It could be something that we dread to do, but guess what? Listen, I'd encourage them to jump right in there and do that first productive, wise one thing. Do the dreaded thing first. So guess what? We can get that to behind us. And then in the midst of us doing it, you know what? After we do that thing, let's take a break. Let's take a breather. Let's hit that pause button. That's important. Let's also learn to disconnect from whatever else it is that we're doing, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, whatever. In order to do this thing, let's go ahead and let's disconnect. And then what helps us more so, and then I'll wrap up with this, let's get the right amount of sleep. Let's get the right amount of sleep. Listen, I have had to scale back. I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock. Listen, my hubby will be looking for me around the house. I am in the bed. Look, covers pulled up. I've already showered. I'm in the bed by 10 o'clock because guess what? I get up at 4:30, 4:45, and I'm downstairs. I'm starting my prayer time, my meditation. After that, I exercise. After that, I'm doing some reading while I'm drinking my tea with lemon in it. That's how I start my morning, moving my body, moving my brain and all of that. So I got to be in the bed by 10. So let's encourage our teens to do the right thing. So that's a wrap for today. I love you all. I appreciate y'all tuning in on Instagram and also, of course, in our private Facebook group. And guess what? This wraps up day 3 of our workshop. I'll connect back with those who have contacted me already. I will before midday on tomorrow. You'll receive a call back from me. We'll set up some discovery calls so that you can share your situation with me, and I can go ahead and just share some tips and gems and all of that. Since, of course, I've had these teens transition out of the home, and of course, I want to make sure that anxiety is reduced and that stress is alleviated, and so you can move forward living the productive life you were created to live. Listen, I love you all so much. I'm going to shoot off and get my youngest daughter, and I look forward to connecting with you all soon. I will be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, of course, for my regular recorded lives. Thank you so much for joining. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.